Welcome to Ghana. My name is Angelica Hairston, and I am a harpist, an educator, and an activist who has traveled over 5,000 miles to this country to learn more about the culture here, to understand the atrocities that happened to the people of the African diaspora through the transatlantic slave trade, and to experience how the arts and music have had an influence around the world through the lens of a harpist. Join me in Accra. In the bustling capital city of Accra, the Black Star of Africa stands proudly in Independence Square as a beacon of Black freedom. Ghana is recognized as the first African country to gain independence from British rule. The sights and sounds of the country are so captivating. Here in Ghana, you can feel the excitement as you connect with the brothers and sisters of the motherland. We're here at the University of Ghana. I'm so excited to meet with Osei, who will share more about the seprawa, this ancient and beautiful instrument, for us to learn more about its connections to the modern day harp and the influence of Ghana's music on music around the world. There are stories of how the Ashanti tribe took a seprawa musician captive in the 1700s. The Ashanti king fell in love with the graceful sounds and had the instrument covered in gold. It eventually became part of the singing and storytelling traditions of village life.
I am so excited. I am so happy. Happy to meet you. Happy, excited. Happy to meet you. I am so excited. So happy. I am so excited to meet you.
I love it.
The instrument is called seprawa. Se literally means speak. And then pre, to touch. Wa, something small. So this small instrument speaks when it is touched. I grew up with the music family, and what happened was I always, around when my grandfather is performing, my dad was there, so I said, Dad, I want to learn this instrument. I think I was about, let's say, 11 to 12 years. So he made a small instrument. So this is how it started. But you were using vine, not knots.
Right.
So there was a rope always found on top of the trees. You just go there and pull them down, scratch the back, put it in the water, wash it a little bit, and then put it in the sun for 2 or 3 days. And then it has a sizes. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you select the good ones, and it gives you the same sound.
So it still has that warm sound, even from the
Yeah,
vine.
very warm. Yes.
Interesting.
We have to do this.
So you're tightening the knot.
Not the knot. And if
Oh my
you want to,
goodness.
you put it here and push.
Wow.
And then
Wow. Fascinating.
so whenever we are the backstage or stage, the string doesn't even care. Whenever you are being invited.
When it's time to perform, the string is breaking.
Yeah, it's
Same
breaking.
happens with the harp.
Yes, and when it happens like that, We have spare one, so you remove it, and that is where you're going to talk.
Right. And this instrument, it's so unique and beautiful. Will you tell us a little bit, especially in terms of preservation, all of the different parts and the strings? And
Okay. We normally use a light skin.
Okay.
Like other goats or sheep. And even cow, but we don't use the back one because we need something light that can give you a very interesting sound.
Okay.
And from here, this is the neck.
Okay.
And that passed through the box. There is a little box, and then comes here. This is tail.
Okay.
So that we can tie it. And you call this jiffle.
Jiffle.
Yeah, jiffle means savior, if you want to translate directly, but it's a bridge, you know.
Yeah.
But it also helps people to cross over, right?
Ah, right. Right. And
So
this is wood. The base is wood or it's metal?
You mean this one?
It's wood.
Yeah, this is the sound box. There is a little box, and then that is where the vibration also comes from.
Right.
And we also use a wood called ojuma. Oju. That is O-D-W-U-M-A.
Ojuma.
Yes. We also design this, make it in a way that people can also hold it. Especially when it's raining, at least you can protect it.
Right.
Finally, the old man was growing, so pushing and pulling was also a little bit problem for him.
Right.
So he decided to go for this.
Right.
So he started with the tuning pegs, extended to 12, and then I have extended to 14.
One of Osei's collaborators is guitarist Coulter Harper. The seprawa is a close relative of the guitar, and the popularity of the guitar led to the decline in interest in the seprawa. Osei has dedicated his life to preserving the traditions of his instrument, and he's achieved a level of expression that is revered amongst his peers. Osei was brought to the University of Ghana to keep the historical expression of the seprawa alive.
So asking me from the village, it's a very interesting one. So it's this instrument that got me here.
Yeah.
Your instrument looked like a ship. I say, yeah, and that is the reason why it's taking me all over the world.
One of the amazing things, Osei, when I hear you play, I just see the energy of Accra. I mean, it's just the energy of Ghana, the energy. I mean, when we got here, we went to the market, and it's busy and lively. At the market. We are here in Accra, Ghana at Akbo Boloshi. It's a very busy market. We're grabbing some fruits, vegetables, and really seeing the culture here in the city. You can tell that people work very hard and they are very proud of the products that they have brought from the villages to sell here at the market today on Saturday.
So we'll talk to you very nicely, especially if you're not interested, so you don't want to buy. Oh, why? So the same thing happens when we are composing song, because especially if you're trying to let's say, ordered some food and there's a soup. And you can see that it's very spicy. The moment that come on. So people will do this.
There's so much that, you know, we can learn from that.
Exactly.
Just really creating music from life.
Yes.
And you're right, in America sometimes we learn by the page. You have to learn what's written here,
Exactly.
and you have to count it exactly like this and play it exactly like that. But to remember that the origin of all of our instruments and origin of music is ourselves, is life around us, right? That's so powerful. Wow. Are there things that you feel like this instrument or specifically the culture of Africa can teach the rest of the world?
Here is not like America. The reception, people are willing to join them, to be part of them. And I think what I have traveled a lot, and the reception, people are willing. I think they are hungry with Seprewa music. They love it so much. So the position, you put it here.
Okay.
And use your tongue.
And do knees like that?
Anyway,
okay.
Just to support this.
I see.
Otherwise
I'll hold it. I don't want to. Oh wow.
Cool.
Okay.
And then here.
Okay.
And then, so you start from the right.
Starting here.
Yes.
Oh.
And then.
Oops. Ooh.
There's that. Yes.
Interesting. And then you played sometimes with other.
I want you to do this.
Okay. Okay.
So it's 1, 2, move.
Learning how to play the seprawa with Osei was a powerful experience. His patient teaching reminded me of one of my close harp instructors, Ann Hobson Pilot. Ann Pilot became the first African-American harpist to hold a principal position in a major American symphony.
This is dynamite.
She also spent time in the bush of Namibia, where she learned more about the Owachi in her documentary, A Harpist's Journey.
The origin of the instrument was probably the bow and arrow. The very first hunters, when they would come back from the hunt, would pull back their bow and arrow and you could hear an actual noise. So the very first harps, you can see pictures in the Egyptian caves and all, were basically shaped like a bow and arrow with added strings.
Musicians of today continue to take ancestors of the harp to new heights. Sona Jabarte, a musician with Gambian roots, tours the world as the first female professional kora player.
The kora is most often compared to a harp, a Western harp, because it has a similar sound to the nylon strings of a European harp, but it also has a very unique sound to it because, of course, it's coming from different materials and a different structure.
Ancestors of the modern-day harp are many, and the earliest known models of our instrument date back to Africa. As an African-American harpist myself, I've always had an interest in understanding more about how the legacy of these instruments and my own history as a descendant of individuals who were impacted by the transatlantic slave trade have made an impact on the world. Many believe that much of the musical knowledge of the ancestors of the modern-day harp left the shores of the continent of Africa on ships due to the transatlantic slave trade or through colonization. Elmina Castle and Cape Coast Castle in Ghana were the main fortresses where enslaved people from all over Africa were held as captives. We're here at Cape Coast Castle to learn the dark but true history of the transatlantic slave trade. It's a very deep story, but something that's so important for us to understand when we think about ancestors of the modern day instruments we play today. So many of those instruments, so many of those musical skills and musical styles were dispersed through colonization. It's an honest and raw tour that will go on today, but I want you to come along with me and to learn about our history so we can know how to walk towards a brighter future for all of us.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're warmly welcome to Cape Coast Castle. My name is Justice Accra. It was built in 1665 by the British, but the main labor were African. So unfortunately, I can say that we constructed our own dungeons.
A room can accommodate between 100 to about 200 people.
So we have the inscription there, door of no return. So this area was a final exit. At the shore, there were smaller boats. So goods or enslaved Africans were placed on boats from the shore to join the bigger ships. So after they joined the ships, they head west towards South America, the Caribbean, the West Indies, and North America.
And it's so powerful to think about all the different trades that the enslaved people had, you know, whether they were musicians, whether they were builders, whether they were teachers. I mean, there were all of these different roles that came to America.
Yes.
And yeah, we see these instruments that also came all over the world and developed in different types of music, but a lot of it has its roots right here.
Exactly. So if somebody should tell you that, during the slave trade, Africans were only taken for their body and strength, that person is telling you a lie. You know, they took skilled men from here, both men and women from here. Because they will look at an area, like for example, I'll give you an example, like in the Carolinas, when the rice plantation started, they took Africans from certain regions who had the technical know-how in cultivating rice. They took skilled musicians, they took engineers, mathematicians. You see the evidence today that renowned musicians, athletes, renowned historians, professors are people in the diaspora. We are trying as much as possible to bridge the gap between Africans home and Africans at the diaspora.
That's so powerful. And in the United States, we see that our country was built by these people. You know, our economy was built by these people. And even in enslavement, you could hear this music. You could hear still sad songs, like but also celebration, churches and communities. It's so powerful to see how the arts also was such a part of keeping people encouraged, even in the depths of sadness in America. Ghana has been diligently working to archive music from all over Africa in an effort to not only preserve the cultural and artistic history of the continent, but also its practice.
This collection built the foundation for the J.H. Kwabena Nketia archives. The collections date as far back as 1952. This is cultures from Ethiopia, from Malawi, from whatever, Madagascar and all that. And then we bring them, we rip them off the CDs, and then we keep them in the virtual or the digital space within the archive just to contribute to research.
That's so important. I think, you know, for us in America, we get all different stories about where the music comes from and where's the origin, but to come back and pull a tape and to hear it, there's a lot of power that you have here in these archives.
Exactly. Yeah. There is.
On the final day of the journey, we saw the warm Ghanaian welcome as Osei performed live at the University of Ghana. the sun sets on our time here in Ghana, I hope that you've been able to experience the richness of sub-Saharan Africa. Whether going to Elmina Castle or hearing music from Osei Koranchi, this has been a powerful experience and a great reminder that music connects us across the world. I am so grateful to have flown all the way 5,000 miles from Atlanta to Accra to bring all of you along and help us realize how much we can learn from the music of sub-Saharan Africa. Thank you for joining me. My name is Angelica Hairston. I am a harpist, an educator, and an activist. This video was made possible through the support of the Sphinx organization MPower Artist Grant, awarded to myself and fellow harpist Elizabeth Steiner. To find out where my musical adventures will take me next, you can visit my website at angelicahairston.com or follow me on social media at Angel Harpist.